Hey guys, coming to you from my new construction job site where I want to show you today how to future-proof your house for only about 20 bucks in parts. Now here's the situation. I've got a new house under construction. This is a two-story house and I've got a couple gable ends where we're going to end up doing a through-wall pipe so that in the future if I want to add a satellite feed, a cable line, maybe even a high voltage line, a solar, whatever, I have an easy way to get through the house and through the envelope without having to drill through all my finished materials, and especially messing with my air sealing that I spent a lot of time on in this house. So here's the process. I'm in the garage right here. Let's take a look at this one. I've got a gable end on this garage. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke a hole right on this gable side underneath the soffit. I want some overhang on this to give it some shelter from the elements. And we're basically just going to use a 2-inch hole saw. We want a hole saw that's just a little bigger than our pipe. Now for this purposes, I'm going to be using 2-inch Schedule 40 PVC. It's a great choice because I could leave it white if I was using white as my siding choice. You can also prime and paint this with some PVC specific paint. That'll work real well. So what we're going to do is measure where it needs to go. We want to actually bring it down a couple inches down from the soffit so we can integrate it into the zip system sheathing on the outside. And you'll notice after we drill it, we're also going to use some pipe strap on the inside to secure it. Now once the pipe goes through the wall, this is really easy. All we're going to do is just drill this into the studs, and that's going to secure the pipe into that position. Now we've got some caps for it. These are glue-on caps. We're going to put some primer on there and glue those on, and then this is going to give us a threaded fitting. Now before we add both the inside and the outside threads, I'm going to fill this pipe with some insulation just so we're insulated, especially when we're going to be doing this in the envelope. And then when we're all done on the outside, we're going to flash this and integrate it. Now I'm going to be using a small roll of Zips stretch tape. This is a really easy way to get a nice water and airtight seal on this. Now where else are we going to be using this on the house besides the garage? We're also going to use it on the two gables on my second story. I've got a gable on this side of the garage, I've got a gable on the other side, and then I've got a one-story gable end which has attic access from my master. That means that if I'm on a ladder on the outside, I could unscrew this, I could pop my wire through whatever it needs to be, and then on the inside, now I've got an easy access to run that cable, connect up whatever I need, and then I'm good to go. Now I will in the future though, if I'm going to run, let's say, one wire through there, I'll need to drill this so I can seal that wire to that location because I want to make sure this is both a water and an airtight seal through here. So I might end up changing these caps in the future, but I'm going to make sure that I poke this out at least 2 or 3 inches past the siding, and then later I can come and flush cut that pipe if I need to. Let's meet you outside and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, big thanks to Luke for getting this all prepped for me. On the outside of this particular house, I'm going to have some additional exterior foam and then my hardy plank. So basically what I'm doing is roughly getting this pipe at least about 2 inches off of the finished siding. Again, we can cut that back later, but what I want to show you now is how to flash it in. Now Huber makes a really nice product called stretch tape, and you can buy it in small quantities on Amazon. I'll put a link to it. But this is the 3-inch by 20-foot roll. And what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom of the pipe, and you're going to see I'm going to put it on the wall first, and then all I'm doing is stretching it around the pipe. This is a really cool product. The adhesive on this is acrylic, and it sticks tenaciously to the pipe, to the wall, everything. Now if you had a different house setup, let's say you had a traditional house wrap, another option would be to use a flashing boot that I've used a bunch in the past. Quick Flash makes them, and that would be another option for you as well. So you can think of that. And then remember, this adhesive is all contact based, so we want to roll the tape whenever possible. And that rolling that tape is going to make it nice and tight on there, and it's going to wet the adhesive in. And now we're both watertight and airtight. You'll notice though that I put this in a spot where I've got an umbrella over top. We want to do this right underneath your eave. We're just a couple inches down from the eave. I made it a couple inches away in all directions so I could put that flashing on there correctly. And all we're gonna do is cap this now. I'm just gonna put that cap on and screw it tight. We're gonna finish with a little bit of insulation into that spot, so now we're insulated in that pipe as well. And then 10 years from now, if I need to run a wire from this roof, if I need to run a wire up the wall and get into my garage, all I'm gonna do is uncap this and drop it in. Now I'd also wanna run it in conduit on the outside or something to pretty it up rather than just a bare wire. But that's it, guys. For 20 bucks, you can future-proof your house. Think about where you're gonna put these. Remember, on this house, we're putting them on all 4 gable locations, so I'll have access into any one of my attics at any location. That gives me really easy access in the future and also gives me all the main spaces in the house that I can upgrade. Guys, if you're not currently a subscriber, hit that subscribe button below. We've got new content every Tuesday and every Friday. And if you haven't seen the other footage from this house, this is my personal build I've been working on. This is a Monopoly framed house, so you'll see I've got rooftop insulation, I've got insulation on my walls. We've got some really good details going on in this house. I'll link to the playlist on all the videos we've done on this house in the description as well. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, otherwise we'll see you next time on The Build Show.